Welcome back. A cold shoulder ahead of the 2022 Olympic Games in China. The Biden administration announced they will not send diplomats to the Games amid heightened tensions between the countries. As reporter Peter Zamba reports, international experts are considering what comes next.
We will not be contributing to the fanfare of the Games.
A diplomatic ice dance. The Biden administration will not be sending diplomats to the 2022 Winter Olympic Games in China. A slight to the host nation, but is it just an empty gesture?
The message is that Washington is not happy with the state of the relationship and not happy with a lot of Chinese policies.
Dr. Timothy Heath from the RAND Corporation says human rights abuses against the Muslim Uyghur people in Xinjiang province and other human rights and political issues forced President Biden's hand. Heath says it's unclear whether this will actually entice Chinese President Xi Jinping to change his policies, even as other Western nations join the U.S. in the diplomatic boycott.
And this event is getting politicized. I think that means in the future, we can expect the Chinese to boycott high-profile events that take place in the U.S.
Now, one question being floated, whether the Biden administration should take this a step further and pull athletes from the Games altogether, just like the U.S. did in the 1980 Summer Olympics in Moscow. Now, Jerome Cohen from the Council on Foreign Relations says such a boycott would deprive these athletes of their moment in the spotlight.
It's not enough of a blow to the regime whose conduct you're protesting.
So why choose the Olympics for this show of disdain? With the world's eyes focused on Beijing, Cohen says this is a peaceful way for everyone to highlight the country's actions beyond the usual slapping of sanctions and stern rebukes.
We see this symbolic, not entirely effectual refusal by the United States to participate, and yet it's worthwhile.
Beijing has promised a firm response to this diplomatic boycott. The Games are set to begin February 4th. In Washington, I'm Peter Zampa.
Well, it might be the most extreme marathon on the planet. 62 runners from around the world braved the cold to run in the Antarctic Ice Marathon. The race began just a few hundred miles from the South Pole. Runners trekked over soft snow in temperatures near 0 degrees.
It's never going to be easy coming to the coldest, windiest, highest and driest continent on the planet, but as much as it was brutal, it's also majestic. It's so beautiful.
Sadly, it may be a once-in-a-lifetime experience. This frozen wonderland is disappearing. Higher temperatures are melting the continent's ice.
There's very little that we can do as humans to stop that process. All we can do is cut our carbon emissions as quickly as possible and reverse some of the changes we've seen due to climate change.
Scientists warn that we can't outrun the effects of climate change and need to take serious action to help cool the planet down. Meanwhile, 11 of the runners joined the 7 Continents Marathon Club by completing a marathon on all 7 continents. A lady from Latvia broke the women's record, coming in at 4 hours, 6 minutes, and 11 seconds. Well, the cost of getting or renewing your passport is going up. We'll tell you just how much more you'll have to dole out after the break.